Hi,
Wow.
Nate. I am so excited to have you on the podcast for today.
What's up, Devin? How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Of course, man. Of course. I'm super down. Thanks for being easy with trying to figure out the schedule and whatnot.
No problem. So just to like kind of start this things off, what do you do, and how would you like describe it simply?
But yeah, I mean, obviously but like everyone else doesn't. So it's yeah, I'm a photographer. I wouldn't say like I'm a somewhat celebrity photographer, but like, there are people in my industry that's kind of all they do. But like I do that a little bit, and then I do like a lot of other things, like photograph a lot of other things as well. But I mean, I guess if you really wanted to put like a full title, it's just a professional freelance photographer. I'm
Oh,
based in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. The weather must be very nice there.
Oh yeah, it's well, let's check the weather app here. Yeah, it's only 10:30 and it's 67. So, it'll get up to let's see here. Yeah, it's supposed to get up to 77 today.
Yeah.
So,
On the East Coast, we're under severe cold warning from the National Weather Service. Single digit weather.
no. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm joking with a lot of my other friends. Like my brother, he lives in Chicago, like as you know, and other friends that are, on the East Coast and whatnot. It's just like, I mean, even a guy, a client that I talked to in Nashville yesterday, he's like, wow, he's like, I hear that you're out, like, because I was talking on the phone, he's like, I hear you're outside. He's like, I'm incredibly jealous. It's like 10 degrees here. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's 70 right now. Like, sorry.
They must be all very envious.
Yeah, yes, they definitely are. Yeah.
Right. And so what was the attractive photography to you? Like when did you know that that's what you wanted to do?
See, it's funny. I like in for high school, I went to a college prep school located in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and with them, there was not much of an arts program. It's like if you took photography and then it's called photo one and you wanted to do photo two, it just meant retaking that same class again. Like it wasn't like a different teacher, it wasn't a different like curriculum, it was like, I mean, I guess it was slightly different for the people that are doing the second time, but it's still you're in the class with people that are doing it the first time. So it's kind of like just yeah, I had no like formal training or anything like that in high school. I just started I just liked taking well honestly I started on the video side. Like I started because my friends and I would skateboard and snowboard and do dumb stunts. We were like really uh inspired by Jackass and
Oh, I love that
CKY.
show.
If you ever seen any of those, yeah. So we were, doing dumb stuff like just jumping off of like high things into bushes, like riding into shopping carts. Like, I mean, really just like stuff that like, you should like. I look back at it now, I'm like, I cannot believe one of us didn't get seriously injured. Like it's yeah. And so because of that and like all the filming, like watching that, like, and with skate videos and watching the DIY-ness of like filming that kind of stuff, I really just started loving doing video. And so I learned how to edit on my home computer and I was like making little videos and whatnot. And so I went to college I went to college in Chicago. It's this small art school called Columbia College, and I got accepted as a video major. And then I decided that it took too long. So what the deal was is back then, I don't they don't do this now, but like you used to shoot things on like 16 millimeter like actual film cameras and you'd splice your own film. Like do you know what splicing is?
No, I think is that where you cut the rolls of film?
Yeah, so you're like editing your own stuff. Let's say so you feel like it's like, you did one take, two take, three take, and you want to like stitch the A take with the C take or whatever. And so you have to cut the film, put it together, tape it, and like but do it in such a way that it's seamless as you're like viewing it. And I just all of that, I was like, this is just too much. I don't like it was like I lost interest in what it was. I mean, have kind of regained interest in doing video and stuff like that over the years, but never enough to like pursue it by any means, but I was just like I wanted to see like the results of my actions quicker than
Yeah.
like the
What
whole setupness of video. And so that's what led me into photo. And I mean, granted, I had already been taking photos like just for fun. Like, like I said, I took a photo class and then I also had a digital camera. And so I was like taking photos of friends and doing all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's like what kind of led me into photography. It was like, yeah, I've just been doing it all my life. Like, I mean, well, all my since
up until that time?
well, yeah, since I was like 17, I've been like taking photos here and there in some capacity, you know. And then when I went to college, like even then at college, like they didn't like fully either it was me not paying attention or like not trying to like not being like that involved because I'm not a great school person, and so it's like I had no problem finishing my assignments. It was just like, oh no, I
Going
had no
into
problem doing the assignment. It was just like the actual like I don't know how to like describe it. It was just it was just getting into that realm of like actually being in school that I just was a hard thing for me, and
you needed to
so
like get outside and actually like do the photo shoots and stuff.
yeah, yeah. And it's like, like I had no issue when it came to like doing studio time. We would, have models and like use our friends as models and take photos and that kind of stuff. And that was all great. But it was like the other part, like this actual school part that was the difficult thing for me. But I didn't even know like in school that you could be a professional photographer. Like, I mean, it's like I knew that, but it like didn't like the idea of being a person that goes out and take photos, I didn't like hit home to me until like the third year of college, or like
Until you
maybe
realize,
like,
yeah,
two and a half.
I can make money out of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I kind of just until I started meeting actual photographers and people that were doing that, then it like hit me. I was like, wow, I really could do this for a job.
Hmm.
So that's kind of I was all over the place there. Sorry, but that's kind of where I got started.
And so, what did you do coming out of college? Did you just to try and like practice and like actually like get the reps in for photos?
Well, so before college even stopped, I like, like I said, with me learning how that could be a real job, finding out the pathways to make it a real job, the most traditional, like, I mean, things have changed over like even in the course of me being in like, being in college and being out, like you know, just to like kind of digress for a second, it like they don't even teach film anymore. Like you don't have to do like I had to do all of that. I had to do black and white film, I had to do color film, I had to do all this. So there's like these traditional ways that you go about being a photographer. And one of the other traditional things is you assist. So you find bigger photographers who are making money, who are doing big shoots, who are or not necessarily even big shoots, just shoots in general.
It was already
And
established.
yes, exactly. And that can pay you or hire you as an intern, and then you work for them and then watch and see how they're doing their shoots and how they're, existing in like within that sphere. And yeah, so that's kind of what I started doing. I like, I did a couple different things. I like assisted for a couple of photographers. I did like some location scouting for like was one photographer who like was making decent money and he was able to hire like location scouts. And so I would go around Chicago, and I remember one shoot specifically, it was for a glass blowing, like
Oh,
it was I can't remember what the actual shoot was for, because I mean, what it had to do with like a factory, like I'm not sure there's a specific name for it, but like a factory area where they blow glass.
like this
Um,
fake glass, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Where it's like artisanal like glass
Yeah,
making.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when they're like making like cups and bowls and pots and like even more so like designs and that kind of stuff. And I yeah, so I went around to several different like glass blowing factories and took photos of that for him so he could go through and decide, oh, this is the better location or this is the better location. So
Yeah.
I did things like that. And then like when I got out of college, that's what I just did. I just assisted for various photographers and, you know, went and like, I moved to Los Angeles nearly right away. Like I graduated in December, or no, excuse me, early November. And then I went home for like a month and a half. And then right in the beginning of January, I moved out to Los Angeles.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, and so from there, I just emailed every single photographer I either knew of, I knew, friends knew. I just sent out so many emails trying to get people to, be like, yeah, come help me, come help me on set. And so that helped me out for, I don't know, like I probably did that. I did that on and off for like a year and a half, maybe. But it was very hard for me because I'm not a great assistant. Like I could have learned to be better technically, like in terms of because see, in this realm, in this job, there are people that only assist. Like I've got a buddy that works out here in LA. His name's Phil Blair, great dude. He is a lifetime assistant. He didn't want to shoot. Like we were like in the same class together at college, and he didn't want. I mean, I never really talked to him about this, so I mean, like I don't know if you're going to include this part in the thing, like you don't have to, whatever. But I just think that he didn't really desire to be a
Oh,
professional photographer, but he just is a incredibly good assistant, and I mean, makes a lot of money. I mean, like a good assistant, a really good first assistant, they'll make between like 750 and $900 a day.
what?
Yeah. So like if you like, if he gets a job where, it's a week long job, that'll be like, like weekday, like 5 days times $900. Like,
A lot of money.
yeah, it's like, and then you have no responsibility. So it's like, for me, it's like I've got to, either find my clients or accept the email from like, get the email from the clients and then sort out the whole photo shoot. And then a lot of times it's like, if it's an editorial shoot, like that's where like the more celebrity stuff comes in. If it's an editorial shoot, they will email you and be like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And you'll say either yes or no.
Mhm.
But if it's a larger job, like in a like an advertising job or even like advertising adjacent, like sometimes you can I shouldn't say advertising adjacent, that's not like a really good way to describe it, but like you could be hired as like if they're doing a photo shoot, they like the whole sole purpose is a photo shoot. They will hire a photographer and then that's the person to, do the thing. But there's also things that they do that I get hired on quite a bit when they're doing commercials. So they've got like a whole big, film and video situation set up. And then I'm the like side along. I'm like the photographer that like whenever they get done with a setup or a shot, I'll pop in and I'll take photos of that, whether it be a celebrity, whether it be a model, whether it be, whoever, like in the situation that they just filmed, I'll take photos of that. And so, but with that whole realm, they don't just go, rarely does an agency hit you up and say, "Hey, do you want to shoot this?" They'll be like, "Hey, do you want to shoot this?" And then find out like yes, if you do, then you're up against three other photographers. So
Okay.
like, and it can go various number of ways. Like it can be like um either they want to go creatively different or like let's say I quote like a price that's a little like a lot higher than one of the other photographers and they're like, okay, we really want to stay within budget on this, so we're gonna go with this photographer
Okay.
because they're cheaper, or like there's just like umpteenth, or like maybe the third photographer is like best friends with the creative director
Yeah.
and that person was always going to get the job, but they just have to triple bid it for the clients. So yeah, I'm all over the place. Sorry, man. I'm like going. So if you want me to be a little more like
No,
strict
this is
down
good.
the line with
I'm learning a lot about this.
cool. Yeah, I mean if you want me to be a little more like strict and not like all over the place, please tell me.
No, I like this style.
Okay, cool,
So
cool.
you really got to see like the creative process and like a raw and like look into how they work and how they do like how these professionals like shot their photo shoots and how they really like work the set.
Yeah. And so that really helps, and it's like, I wish I would have done it a little longer, then like it could have given me a little bit more knowledge early on about how to conduct myself on shoots. But I'm totally fine on that now, obviously. But it's like I just wish I would have stayed with it a little bit longer. And what I was trying to, I totally went off on a tangent there. I was going to say that I'm not a very good assistant because I like to talk. I'm a talker, and so that's not a good quality with an assistant. What they, what a photographer wants, and it's like I'm learning. Like I didn't get it early on because I was like, you know, I didn't not get any jobs because of it. Like I feel like, but I could just tell that this wasn't the vibe. Like when I was like talking to a client or like, I could see a look from the photographer or I could like, it just was not the vibe that the photographer wanted. And so like I did tailor it and I did try to stop doing that as much, but it was just, it's just hard for me. And so like after a while, I just stopped trying to do assisting stuff and I had saved up some money and I just wanted to, do shoot on my own. And so I've just been doing that ever since. I mean, like, and I would still find random jobs. Like, there's living in Los Angeles and like also, they do this kind of stuff in New York and Chicago. It's like, so like you get lucky living in a bigger, if you live in a bigger city, but they do like branded events. Like, like a brand will like throw an event or they'll
Or like a
sponsor
store,
an
like a
event.
store opening.
Something like that, yeah, or like even just like a party.
Okay.
And like they always need workers for those things. And those things were like, back in the day when I was, broke, they were coming up with, it's like $150 a pop. So you could go in and do one night of work and you make $150. And so I would constantly do things like that to try to like pad my pockets a little bit more so I didn't have to take an assisting job if I didn't want to. And like
Yeah.
yeah, so that's but yeah, I wish I had done that a little bit longer. It would have definitely helped, but it's all good now.
And so how do you get these like clients or these jobs? Do you just like hear about it from like other referrals or do you get it like through just kind of word of mouth or do you like actively go and like try and seek them out or do they seek you out? Yeah.
It's a lot of everything, honestly. Like, I've done and I haven't done it in a few years and I need to. It like was like pre-COVID the last time I did this, but like I have a portfolio of my photos and I also need to get a new one of those printed. But I what I'll do is like I said, like in the bigger cities, they have like, they've obviously got more stuff going on. So like Chicago, New York, and Los Angeles. I'll email um ad agencies, production companies, or whoever, and say like, hey, can I swing by and get like show you my portfolio? And like then so with that, like here, actually, give me 1 second here. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. Sorry about that. So, um, like what I would do is I would bring along something like this. Like this is a photo that I took of Pharrell.
Wow. That's
So it has my name, it has my email address, which is also my website. So like, they could figure that out. And then this is a few years old. So, now when like I'm gonna do a new print off like this fairly soon in the next few months. It'll definitely have like my Instagram on it and like that kind of thing. Because back when I printed those off, Instagram wasn't nearly like
as big, yeah.
I mean, it was definitely big for sure, but it wasn't like it hadn't yet crossed over because I
Like
printed these probably like 8 years ago or something like
uh,
that, maybe 9. So it's like it didn't have the crossover that like it does now, where like Instagram is so tied into, on so many levels for so many different types of business. Like it's like just such an anchor in that way of
the
showing off
content.
your work or getting work or doing that kind of thing. And so, you know, and so I would leave those behind with the people that I'd meet with. And then, you know, there's been a few times when I've had friends go have other meetings like with these same people, and they're like, dude, your photo was up on their bulletin board. Like, how did you do that? And I'm like,
That's so cool.
they just liked it, I guess. It's like, and that only happened a couple times, but still, it was very cool and like felt cool to have that happen. But so yeah, but then I also, as well as leaving them behind, I would print off like, I'd have like these are like professionally done, but I'd have like 5 of them or 4 of them and put them in an envelope. And then I'd put the address, I have like a database. There's a database online that you can go and get the info from of like, you can it's really nice actually. You can select like, hey, I want to the people at ad agencies, they're called art buyers or
Okay.
photo buyer. And so you could select, you could say like, I want all the ad agencies in North America. I want just the photo buyers and I want to see, like you can like select and then you can just press populate and it'll bring up all the people that are in that realm of what you've just asked to see. And so I'd get addresses from that and then I'd do all like I'd mail all this stuff off. And so I did that like early on in my career, um, as well as doing the meetings. And then from that, I got quite a bit of work, and then it was just word of mouth from there, and made friends in the industry. And then also things like I shot for Playboy a couple times, and they found me from Instagram. But like
That's
you tell like younger me, like, oh hey man, you're gonna shoot for Playboy, like I'd be excited to shoot some beautiful women or something like that. Not a once. Like I photographed like a political commentator, I photographed a tattoo artist, and then I photographed another tattoo artist. Like it was just not, but it was still cool. But it's I saved my first check from them, just because it's like iconic, like the little logo and stuff. But yeah, um they found me completely from Instagram.
it's like an online portfolio that anyone can access.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
that, that definitely does help. And but it's funny though, because it's like, where it's like I have friends that are like, oh, I want to quit social media or I want to delete Instagram. And I'm like, I'm
it's your way of networking.
partially there too, because same time, I'm like, exactly. It's like I can't like whereas someone who has another job that doesn't require, showing off what they do, they're like, "Oh, I just go to my job and I do my thing and then, da 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 da." But like I have to show it off. So, and it's I mean, yeah, I guess I have a website, but it's like doing it like this, like I'm friends with so many photo editors, like that's also so just so photo buyer or art buyer are the people at ad agencies and then a photo editor is the person at a magazine. That's like generally, I mean, like there are other people that like, creative producers or, like creative directors that they will do some hiring sometimes. But like generally, when I get an email for a shoot for a magazine, it's from the from the photo editor. So
That's so like those printouts are also kind of like a way to, hey, get in contact. It's kind of like a big business card with your work on it, right?
exactly, exactly. That's a really good way to put it, man, for sure.
And so what does it so when you arrive on like the photo shoot, like this, like I guess set for lack of a better word, what does like a typical shoot look like for you? Like in prep, like before, like you prepare with all your stuff and then you get on set and then what do you do from there?
Honestly, there is no typical. Like there is, in certain realms, there is typical. Like, I've got a couple friends who are food photographers.
Okay.
So they like, they have their team. Like my friend Julia, she has her whole team of people that she always works with. And when she like generally, I mean, like, and things even change for her too. Like when she'll go off onto a location or something like that. But generally, like it's pretty like standard where she'll go to like the studio that she rents out and they shoot there. But like for me, it can be so different. It can be so random. It can be like, you know, um, if I ever shoot for the New York Times, almost always it's like about a 5 to 10 minute shoot.
Wow.
No joke. Like I'll get there, I'll be able to look around and have time to sort out, okay, I want, them to be here. I'm going to pick these three spots to do like, I've got to and like it's not always, but like it's almost like when it comes to like when it's like the celebrity realm of the New York Times when I've gotten hit up by them, it's like it's always so quick and you've got to like sort out where you want like before you start the shoot you're like okay I'm going to do 2 minutes in this corner 3 minutes on these stairs and this situation and then like 4 minutes over here and like sometimes it's even quicker than that like I mean I've had buddies that have done a shoot in 90 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like when you ask if like what's the typical, it's like there really is no typical, I guess, other than like I just, have my normal gear bag set up. I have sometimes I bring along a stand bag, which is It's got like two tripod looking things in it, and then a thing I connect in the center, and I put that through a big long, like it's like 4.5 feet. It's like a white background, so I
Okay.
can like so I can make sure and have like a white background to shoot on. I'll bring that with me, and so and based on the setup, like if like the situation, if I have room to set it up, I will set it up. But like I said, other than that, it's like, showing up and then just finding out where I'm going to shoot. And it's like that's fairly common. And so it's like it always changes, but it is fairly common. And then, other times, like when I did a shoot for Adidas a few years ago, and that was a more like set up thing, like they've got a whole production crew. We had like a one location that we were shooting in. They had shot lists where they wanted, like, that's the other thing too. It's like when I'm doing something for the New York Times, it's just me. It's like, okay, I like the way this area looks. I like the way this area looks, and I'm gonna get, these three setups. But with like when it comes to like more produced kind of stuff, like for a big brand or something like that, then it will, you know, like they have shot lists and ideas and things that are already set out, like, and we can work, like, a lot of them are like down to work creatively together. And like, if I have an idea, if I want to, there, of course I can shoot that, but it's like they've got like set things that they want to do. Whereas with like an editorial shoot, there is no, unless it's spoken about beforehand, which that's not normally the realm that I'm within. Like I get hired because it's like, I'm easy to get good shots in like a quick situation is the way that I look at it.
Okay. Oh, wait, one quick thing. I don't know what happened, but I just had a message that says that this meeting's gonna end in 10 minutes. So I don't, so what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
I saw that too. So like let's keep an eye on it. And
And if I think I could probably open up a new one and I just
that's
link, and then
weird. Why
I'll
would it?
I'll splice the two tapes together.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very odd. Was that like on your end? Did you select 40 minutes or something like that?
No, I think I just need to pay money for more. I'm always trying to get you these subscriptions.
Always trying to get you, man. Always trying to get you. Um, but yeah, I can't remember what else I was just, man, I have rambled so much. I'm sorry. I just like I just go off on tangents so quickly.
Well, like building upon like this kind of, well, you kind of said that you wished, as a younger person coming out of college, you wished you kind of stayed an assistant a little bit more,
Yeah.
a little bit longer. So, other than that, what are some like pieces of advice that you'd wish you'd know, or what are some pieces that advice that you would give to yourself, your younger self?
Well, pieces of advice that I'd give to myself, I'd say, other than like doing that, um, honestly, keep my nose to the grindstone a little bit more. Like, because I did, like, I hustled and I tried hard, but I look back on it and I'm like, dang, man, like instead of doing, having a little bit more fun, I could have like gone a little bit harder on this. And so like that's one thing. But like other than that, like I really have no like, I guess,
Regret.
regrets, if you will. Like it's not like I've no, like that would be the only thing. But like again, if I had done that, maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I'm happy where I am right now. So, like that's the funny thing with regret, because like if you look at it in that kind of way, and I'm not saying you were asking for regrets, I'm just
Yeah.
saying like what I would do differently. And it's like honestly, I'm like happy where I am, and I don't think I would have done any. Like
Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't do anything differently.
That's a great outlook on
Uh,
that.
Try to have a positive mental attitude.
Yeah, that's very important, especially in these winter times. Well,
Yeah.
not maybe not in LA, but
Not for me, but for you. But yeah, but like if I were to give advice to like not me, like if I were to give advice to younger people trying to do this, like if that's something that like, it's just like don't get caught up in the social media BS of it all, because it's like nowadays there's so many people wanting to like make themselves look a certain way online. And even me, I get caught up in it. I'm like, oh man, who is this? What is this person doing? Or what are they doing? Like, and it's like I'm trying to compare myself, and it's like, there's that age-old quote. The comparison is the thief of joy.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard of that before.
And straight up. I mean, it's like if you're looking at what everybody else is doing or how they're doing it,
Never be
you're never
happy.
going to be able to enjoy what you're doing. And so, and a certain amount of that is like that's just human nature. But if you let
Totally.
yourself get wrapped up in that, then that's when it becomes no good. And it's like, don't look at again, my gosh, more tangents always. I'm just saying. So basically, I'm trying to say is don't get caught up in the social media aspect of it all. Don't, but like shoot, just shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and more shooting. Like that's literally all I can say is it's like I've done like so many jobs over the course, even now. I mean, just the other day, I did a shoot for free because I saw this girl online. She's a musician, and I liked the song, and like she had just put out a single, and I really liked it, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to do a photo shoot?" And she's like, "I don't have any money." I was like, "No, no, let's just do it."
That's
And so,
amazing.
she brought her team of friends over. Like she had a friend doing makeup, a friend doing clothing, and so we all hung out all day and took photos, and I got some really cool stuff that I really like, but. I'm not gonna get it. She got me a bar of Dubai chocolate and paid for dinner for
That's
me
nice.
me and her friends. So it's like like that's payment enough. Like I'm like even without that I was gonna be fine. It was just like it was because I wanted to shoot. And like I'm also in contact now with a couple other people that I'm like trying to work out some shoots just because I just want to like I want to add to my portfolio. I want to like I feel like photography, at least for me, it gets me into so many interesting things. Like I can do things and be around things and that I would never
I've done
do
before.
had I not done this. So, it's I guess yeah. Did you watch dang, what's that show? Ted Lasso?
I did. Was
The,
it
the,
Never Stop Believing? Or
there's that, like I think, yeah, is that the thing? But I was gonna say the other quote from it is like when he does that like whole the
The
dart,
Darts, yes.
and then he says from Walt Whitman, it says, "Be curious,
Yes, not judgmental.
just be curious, man. Like just do like try to go on random adventures, do random stuff, even if you have to do stuff I do stuff by myself all the time because I want to go do something. I'm not gonna wait for friends to come with or like, of course I want to hang out with my friends and do stuff, but it's like I just be curious, man. Like just go about it. So that's all I had to say. But I guess more so for like the technical side of it, I would say just shoot and like shoot and shoot. And like I guess a good friend, an old good friend of mine, he gave me this I was asking him about photography, like when I first moved to LA, and I was like, how like what do I do? How do I get people to notice me? He's like, what you need to do, he's like, you need to go in your basement. This is all metaphorical, by the way.
Yeah,
He's like, you need to go in your basement and you need to start making coffee. You need to make coffee. You need to make it every day. And you need to figure out how to make the best cup of coffee. And then when you do that, people will find you for that coffee.
that's
And it's like that's something that like I have never forgotten about. I can still remember the exact place and location that I was when he said that. And it just like was very impactful to me because it was like it just do your thing. And if you like I've pretty much shot the same way that I have ever since I was coming out of college. I just do this. I use hard flash a lot. Like that's like for this kind of thing. That's like what like this lighting
like the
is
silhouette.
well, I mean, not necessarily the silhouette. It's just like the lighting quality is like that's what I do. That's what I love. I love using a hard flash on my camera, and it's like it got really popular for a while, and I feel like it's gone down a little bit. I'm still like that's just who I just I want, and I've gotten better about composition, framing, like even like shooting in my mind, like when I do shoots now, I don't shoot with the crop already there. I like the idea. I can see an image, I can see a situation going down, and I'll shoot it a little wider so that I will have liberties when I go into editing and I can crop it in a certain way that makes it, but I'm like already thinking about that crop when I take the photo. But
Hmm.
it's like I also know, like I'm also like um I don't want to make my decision like right then. Like, oh hey, if I shoot it zoomed in, let's say just for
Then,
example, shoot it zoomed in at like 50 millimeter, and like I'm shooting a portrait of somebody, but like there's some stuff on the side of them or whatever. If I'm shooting at 50, then I can only zoom in from there. But if I shoot it at 35, that I'm a little pulled back, I get more information around them. I can zoom into that 50 if I want to in post, but I'll never be able to, if I shot it at 50, I'll never be able to pull back out. So like just shooting so much over the years has like taught me all these like little nuances and these little things that like I think about like every single time I pick up a camera
yeah,
and start taking photos. Like I think about all these details. So yeah, go ahead.
right where we left off. Technical difficulties.
Um, what were
I,
we saying?
I
I
think
can't remember.
I can't remember. I think you were talking about
What was I talking about? You know, can you review it?
um you're talking about I don't know. Let me see if I can find the file.
Yeah. I was say because that cut off so quick, I just forgot what I was saying. So I ended right when like it like ended where I was supposed to, but then it went boom and
Um, it's okay. I think we're wrapping up anyways, but I just want to say thank you so much, Nate, for
you
taking.
got that's all. You don't got any more questions?
No, I think that's it for
Okay.
yeah.
All
But
right, man. Well, this is great. Thanks for asking me to do this.
yes, and maybe when I if I just pursue photography, I'll call you up and I'll take the same network same pathway that you did.
Yes, dude. Anytime, any questions, just hit me up.
Okay. Well,
You
thank
know
you
where
so
I'm at.
much.
Thanks, man. You take care, bud. Have a good weekend.
Look you too.